cover there.
No. Oh, no. Yeah. Should I?
No. I mean, yeah, if you want to.
Just not right now.
That's Harry Nilsson?
Harry Nilsson covered it.
Yeah, he didn't originally do it though, right?
That's Badfinger.
Oh, okay. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah, their version of it is okay.
Yeah, it's not that
But after
great.
Nilsson does it, it's
Hard to beat it. Good luck topping that.
yeah, Mariah Carey. Celine could probably kill it
She would destroy
Murder.
that song.
without you.
Destruction. Hey everybody, welcome back to Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson.
Great measures.
Been a long time, I think, probably 4 or 5 months maybe since we've done a System of a Down song.
Has it been that long?
It's been a while, I think. I didn't go back and look, but I think it's probably been quite a few months. And as we've talked about before, you know, you are familiar with Toxicity, Chop Suey, Aerials. I think there's one more that you're probably familiar. I think we've talked about. Anyways, but this 2005 album, this kind of double album they had, Hypnotize and Mesmerize, you weren't as familiar with. This might have been the biggest hit from that double album, I guess. It's called B.Y.O.B.
Bring your own beer.
Almost. Bring your own bombs.
Oh, political stuff going on.
Sure, yeah, it's a protest of the Iraq War, 2005. So, it's a cool song. It might be a challenge in the beginning, but it finds its footing, I think. You'll see what I mean.
The challenge with me.
Yeah.
I like a challenge.
Bring your own bombs.
Bring it on, then.
Let's do it.
Which means we gotta just pay attention.
Pay attention, Judson. B.Y.O.B. by System of a Down. Ready to roll?
I'm ready for it, man.
Desert, blowing up the sunshine. Kneeling roses disappearing into Moses' dry mouth, breaking into Fort Knox, stealing our intentions. Anger sitting gripped in oil, crying freedom. And the dough of solution, still you feed us lies from the tablecloth. Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine. Everybody's going to the party, have a real good time. Dancing in the desert, blowing up the sunshine. Blast off! It's party time! And we don't
Are you sure that's not a girl singing?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the guitarist, Darian, I think it's.
You know, one thing I like about System, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite bands in this genre. I just like how they construct their songs.
Mm-hmm.
Their two vocals sound so good together.
They harmonize very well.
And I'm not saying anything that anything that anybody doesn't already know that listens to this band, right?
Sure.
I mean, this is what their formula.
Yep.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask this, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Because I've been thinking, what is a reaction? Well, what are we doing here? Well, no, I mean, I understand from a standpoint, you know, we're listening to music that one of us hasn't heard before that another person likes. We're sharing music.
Yeah, I think that's what we're mostly doing here.
We're sharing music.
Sure.
But there's a reaction thing out there, right? You know,
Yeah.
reactors. So I think sometimes when I'm listening to it for enjoyment.
Yeah.
But trying to have enjoyment.
Sure, yeah.
Some things it's a stretch.
Not everything you enjoy.
And I'm trying to be analytical. I can't help but be analytical. Or when I say analytical, just recording in my brain the analytics of the song.
Yeah.
You know, what part? Like for instance, I really like how System of a Down does a pre-chorus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do the verse and then they does the la 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 part. And so I was just thinking about this the other day. You know, a reaction to a song is your reaction right then. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, which can be contrived a lot of times.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just trying to make.
It's very, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm kind of stepping up on the soapbox with you. I think
There's room.
there's this attraction, and I'm not hating on anybody or anything like that, because I love the reaction lane of people listening to music for the first time. But there are people out there who embellish and
Or exaggerate.
exaggerate their reaction to the song. And I don't know, I appreciate about you, I don't get the sense that you're holding anything back or you're reserved in your reaction. I think it's just how you take in music.
But there has to be a circumstance where you decide what you're going to, when we're sitting here talking like morons, what we're going to.
Yeah, because we're idiots.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
So sometimes I want, because, you know, some people ask, you know, why didn't you go into more of the structure or the mode of the song, how the song was structured musically, and give these musical terms, and we could, that kind of, that's going back and listening to the song 3 and 4 times.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's a 2-hour video.
A music theory discussion is different from a reaction.
Yeah.
So I tend to get caught up in, you know, and I don't know where I'm going with this, other than I want
Trying to figure out what this has got to do with System of a Down.
Well, I'll tell you. So a band like this, because I hear it in a lot of their, even that song "Lonely Day."
Yeah. The very first System of a Down song we did.
They seem like they put a lot of thought into how they're given a variety of things for the listener, if they're really listening, to chew on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to sing la 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 is kind of funny.
Yeah, and a lot of it, like I said before.
But that's musical.
Yeah.
Fa la 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 la
Yeah.
la la, as you know, whatever. So
Right.
that's a musical thing that they put in there, and it is kind of hokey in a sense. It could be hokey, but it's also musical. I mean, this is something that goes back a long. People have been singing la 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 forever. And so I get this sense of this band that they are doing a lot of things in the music. You know, all the different rhythmic patterns that they follow. None of them sound out of place, even though they jump.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they don't even
Yeah, there's no
set
easing
you
into
up.
it on
Yeah,
that song.
they don't at all. So, but it goes well. They have this, you know, there's some bands that we hear. This is one of the few bands that we've heard that, and maybe if we went outside of the U.S. a lot more, we would hear this. But they sound like they're not from the U.S. to me.
Sure.
So it's just going to sound weird, but there's this ancient quality to their music, to me. With some of the scales that they use, you know, there's this Middle Eastern or Eastern European thing in it to me. It's hard to explain what it is, but it's the vocals a lot of times that take me there. And I know that they're from Armenia or something.
Sure, they're Armenian American, I believe.
Yeah, so I mean, you can hear that.
What that means specifically, but.
But I don't know a lot about Armenia.
Yeah, me either. I have no idea. So.
They're playing in the Euro and they just got beat by us. Who'd they get beat by? I watched them get beat by somebody the other day. Anyway, but I know they're Eastern European. And you know, there's the bridge there between the Arabic world and the European world.
Okay.
And so I hear some of that in their music, but then with their lyrics, they are referring to a lot of stuff in history, and maybe that's what I meant by it sounds like it. Whenever somebody goes, and they don't just spoon feed you what it is. He mentions Moses in there. So it sounds like he's kind of giving you a history lesson. He says barbarism by the Barbaras.
I think the Barbaras is a Bush reference.
No doubt. And then the what is it?
Victorias.
Yeah, I mean that could be the Victorian, that could be England. They dominated the world at one point. And then they go through, they say something about Fort Knox. They mention Moses having, you know, a dry mouth. Moses was out in the desert. You know, they're singing about being out in the desert where all this, where a lot of, where persistent war has taken place. Sure. So it's almost like they're talking about war. I mean, they are. They're talking about war being the party. And anybody, and especially, and they're focusing sort of on the desert area and mentioning things in history. There's a couple other things that that just slipped my mind. Hanging, dipped in oil. So, you know, that people used to drop people in hot oil to torture them. But there's been a good amount of war in that area, in the desert, for forever. So, but they're not giving you these clear, total references as to what they're talking about. It's almost like you need to be a little educated in these things to understand exactly what they're talking about in their lyrics. And each line is referring to something that is a different part in history. You know, the Barbaras. I mean, you could talk about the Bush family and their from senior to junior, and we can have a full philosophical discussion on from Bush and the CIA to all the way up to the Iraqi War, right?
Sure.
So they're just giving you these things that your mind can go crazy on and think about all these. I don't know. There's a wealth of things in the System of a Down songs, but they're also making this stuff as a party. Rather party in the desert. Bring B.Y.O.B. I mean, it's making light of war. Well, not making light of it. No. But it's
very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah. Really, but then also, you know,
but it also puts it in your face of like, hey,
the music is heavy.
Yeah.
So that it's delivered on with a heavy. You know, this is heavy. Listen to this. This is heavy. But And even the chorus is a party chorus.
Yeah. There's no way you can't move to that.
Yeah, and it's funk, you know, with doubling the vocal on the octave is what they're doing in the beginning, and then he goes to a harmony when they go a little further. But, and you say that that's a dude singing, and not that, I mean, girl, boy.
He's got a high pitched voice.
Yeah, but it's real smooth,
Yeah.
and it sounded like a female to me. But that's even cooler.
Yeah.
That's even cooler because I'm sitting here wondering, but I like the doubling of the vocals. Their harmonies when they sing together were so awesome. Mm-hmm. So awesome. But and I don't know. I think there's another element to what they could be talking about actual war, but they could also be talking about an internal struggle too. Mm-hmm. You know, that if you're quote unquote poor in spirit, or you haven't done any work within, you haven't looked within and tried to build that kind of thing up, then you're poor. So you're constantly fighting a battle that you're not going to win because you haven't prepared yourself to do it, and to bring your own bombs maybe, because now a party or a play or something that is a gathering of things that intermingle, and explosive things happen, you know, goes on inside everybody and plays out outside of, you know, as above, so below type thing. But I don't know. I just think that there's a whole lot of depth to System of a Down, and they give you the opportunity, whether they are going all the way there in it or not. They're giving you these little pieces for you, if you want to. So to the reaction thing, all I was talking about was that's where my mind tends to go, is to react to the lyrical content, mostly because that's what they're saying. That's, you know, they're using their words to say something, and the music is awesome. You know, I just wonder if I feel like I'm in a rut sometimes where it's just, well, I thought it sucked, or yeah, that was cool, or I just don't like the sound of the guttural vocal. You know what I mean? I don't really know where all that came from. It's System of a Down's fault. They're deep, man. And the tablecloth reference, I mean, that could be a reference to a religious cloth. That they're sitting at the table. They're the ones sitting at the table, you know?
I just view it as like a press secretary or something at the tablecloth of the White House or whatever. And
sure.
Feeding us lives from the tablecloth.
Absolutely.
I also, when I listen to this song, I try to think of like how the term party can be connected to political party. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I understand everybody's coming to the party. The war is the party. Bring your own bombs. Like, I get that, but I try to make it connect, and my brain doesn't work that way. So,
well, I mean, it could, if you're talking about two parties, they're throwing bombs at each other right now. They're doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's again, it sounds ancient to me because they're talking about an ancient thing that's happened since we have recorded history. There's been war or battle, that kind of, you know, carrying your colors, and I mean, if you saw it, if you think about stepping back and watching fighting happen without seeing or hearing the swords and the screaming and the agony, and you were just looking at it, you'd have colors, you'd have people blowing things and beating on drums and people intermingling. I mean, like we talked about before, lining up on two sides and smashing into each other happens at Slaughter to Prevail shows and other shows now.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's what you'd see, and it could look like a dance party to somebody, you know, to an extraterrestrial just watching who doesn't know any better.
Very true.
Colors and costumes and pageantry and, you know, fireworks.
It's true. very true. I'm trying to think of what other System of a Down songs. I mean, they all kind of have that catchiness to them. Like there's a like I said, some of the time changes or the pace changes more so was what I was afraid was going to be a little bit challenging for you. Not really afraid of it.
I'm used to that with them.
Okay.
That's become a thing that's their style.
Sure. Yeah.
And even dude, when he's screaming the words, it's like, ooh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what you're saying yet, but when I figure it out, you know,
Yeah.
because the sound of his, I really like the sound of his voice. They all have such a cool sound. All the instruments, all the, I mean, I just really, because there's only 4 of them in the band,
Correct.
and they found the formula, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got it figured out. I wish they'd do some new stuff.
They're not. Are they not?
No, there's all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know. No, they're not. They do shows every now and then, like they'll play a big festival or something, but as far as new music goes, like it's just...
They don't get along?
I don't know that it's they don't get along. So Serge, the vocalist, he's just kind of not into it right now, from what I've seen. Like, seems like every 2 weeks there's a new article where he's done an interview and somebody, of course, asks him, when are we gonna do a new System of a Down? And he's like, not really interested. But they play shows, like I said, they'll do festivals and stuff.
What does he do? What does he do now?
He's got his own, he does his own solo stuff right now.
Yeah, well, together they definitely have they got
Yeah.
something. Those guys they should keep on going. They could make it big one day.
I think there was at one time some tension with the drummer. The drummer doesn't really ideologically match the others.
Well, that would be a big deal in a band like this, I would think.
Yeah, he kind of leans towards another side and they lean in this direction. I don't know that actually causes tension. I know that has been...
Well, when you're putting a message
That
out,
has been in the news before.
when you're putting a message out and you don't agree with the message, it's not very,
Sure.
especially if you're an artist that's true to your craft.
Yeah, I think we'll probably go back to pre-Toxicity that you've heard, the album before that one. The next time we do System of a Down, we'll listen to some of their older stuff. Pretty cool stuff, too. It's not as refined, I guess would be the word. It's not like, it doesn't sound bad. It's just,
Raw.
yeah, but it's cool, though. You'll like it.
I like them. I like System of a Down.
Yeah, they're different. They're different.
The next reaction we should do with no words, just all mannerisms.
Just you doing over-the-top expressions.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, cool. Thanks for watching, everybody. We are Great Measures. My name is Richard. This is Judson. That was B.Y.O.B. by System of a Down from 2005's Mesmerized.
Show was. Great Measures.
Have a wonderful day, everybody.